Hey, what's up, guys? It is your good friend Matt. We're back again here today at the only place that we always can be. And as you already know, that is Matt's Wrestling Collectibles right here on YouTube. Today, we're back again with another episode of New Pickups. And of course, you already know it is episode 94. This episode, a little special for me. That was the year I was born, 1994, so we're going to do a big one here today for episode 94. A lot of great stuff here, a lot of awesome items to show off in this video. Can't wait to get into that. But before we do, I just want to always say what I say every single time, and that is if you have been with me for 93 previous episodes of New Pickups, I appreciate it oh so much. If this is your first time here, I appreciate that as well. And if you'd like, get over to the channel, hit that subscribe button, that bell icon, all that good stuff. We'll talk about that at the end. But we are going to get right into it here today. We have got quite the mountain of stuff next to me to go through, and this is going to be a fun one. It's going to be a good episode, episode 94, and we're going to start it off with something that I don't normally do, but I did get this past week, and I'm excited for this, excited to add this to the collection and to get it on a figure or to get it in a package with said figure, and that is none other than this John Cena shirt that we have here. See if we can get a nice close-up of this. Come on. Here we go. There it is. John Cena. His G.I. Joe style shirt here. And they've never made a figure with this that I know of. Maybe a basic. Definitely not an elite. So we had to grab this. Found this on eBay. It was the last one of, I think, like 15 that had already sold. So I said, let me jump on this before it's too late. But very cool. You Can't See Me, G.I. Joe style John Cena shirt. Gonna get that on an elite figure, hopefully very soon, if not into a package and incorporate it some way, somehow. So we will go from there. Up next, we are jumping into the Ultimate Editions. It's the only one in this video, but a cool, awesome figure at that. It is none other than the legendary, the Dead Man, the Undertaker, and this is in his very, I guess you could say, kind of Phantom of the Opera style that he was going for here, or as they were going for when this all happened. As we know, I believe Undertaker had either broken his orbital bone or it was a nose break. I want to say it was the orbital bone, and this was what they had for him. They had him go into this masked style Undertaker. This figure is also kind of a bit of a re-release. I think we had this in either it was like Lost Legends or something like that. I know way back around, maybe it was like Elite 13 or 14, there was a similar style Undertaker or something of the sort. I remember having that back in the day. I don't know if it did or did not have that Phantom of the Opera style mask, but this one here, very cool. Excited to add this to the collection, and of course with the Ultimate Editions that we have been getting in, this is pretty big, and I shouldn't say it's the only Ultimate Edition in this episode, but it's the only regular style packaging Ultimate Edition in this episode. So, but very cool. Love the Undertaker. One of my favorites, and one of my favorites to collect. So this is just yet again another style, another another version, I should say, of the Undertaker. I didn't want to say another gimmick because it's obviously always stayed the same throughout the years, but another version of the Undertaker, and I'm very excited to add this one to the collection with all the accessories and the great stuff that this figure does come with. Up next, we're going to jump into one that I don't even know if it's worth it or not, but I guess we'll see as time goes on. We have got none other than Elite Series 122 Andrade, and the reason why I jumped on this figure before buying any other figures in this set, I got the word, and I don't know how true it is, but I did get the word that this figure was going to be canceled or not released. And when I say that, not so much in the style of where it was impossible to get. It was more of like we're going to fill these pre-orders, and once they're done, that's going to be it. There's going to be no more of this figure. I don't know how true that is. I don't know what the deal is with that. I guess we will see. My information could be wrong, but I jumped on it. I said, let me grab this before, the possibility of it disappearing is actually the case, as I didn't want to not follow my gut on this one. So I said, let me grab this because if anything, I do have an Andrade from the AEW line from previous way back. I don't know what series that was. Do I have him up on the wall? He's somewhere up there. I don't know. He's definitely up there. It might be blocked by something. But I do have the Andrade from AEW. So now we have this Elite Andrade here from WWE. I don't think there's any reason that I would need another Andrade figure moving forward. I think this would wrap it up for him, especially here with the Speed title, which is very cool as well. So either way, we got Andrade, Series 122 Elite. It may or may not be discontinued. That information I got may or may not be correct, but if it is and if it is not, either way, we got him in the collection. And as I usually say, sometimes like a one and done situation. Now, again, we have him from AEW. We now have him as a WWE Elite. I don't think there is any reason that we need any more Andrades, at least as of right now. So, on to the next one here, and we're jumping over into AEW, and it is none other than Penelope Ford. And this figure right here, wow, did I not have a clue what was going on with this one. So if anybody does or does not know, this Penelope Ford figure for some reason is quite expensive, quite rare. Not sure exactly why. I was, I made the poor decision to not take a very great deal on one that it was offered to me. It was sold almost instantly. And I said, oh man, I'm going to have to try to figure out how I'm going to get one of these. How am I, going to find one for that price again? Probably not. So I sat back and I continued to wait. This came across my eBay while I was looking up other things, and it was roughly the same price as what was offered to me on that last one. I said, hey, you know what? Before it's gone, let me grab it. So I jumped on it. Penelope Ford is here. And like I said, guys, this figure didn't cost me anywhere near what it's going for, but the average rate of this figure is somewhere around $75 to about $85. And that's pretty crazy, considering how AEW figures have, kind of fared over this past few years, the past couple of years of them just kind of not really going anywhere as far as price point. There are a couple, this one being an exception. And if you do have, I believe it's either the one of 5,000 or the one of 3,000 variant of this figure, you're probably looking at somewhere around the $300 range, which is absolutely insane. But either way, Penelope Ford in the collection. She is here, and we add her to the AEW women's talent as well. We also need a Kip Sabian, and we're going to get him very soon. Hopefully that will be, one more little piece to collect and complete, as he is also a part of this series. So we've got him right there. Kip Sabian or Sabian, I don't know, however you want to say it, but he is there, and we need him, and then that will basically be this series complete. I won't need anybody else. I don't need, any of the other four, so very, very cool to add this, though, to the collection, and like I said, Kip is going to be on his way soon enough. Up next, we go back to the WWE, we go back to the Elite line, we go back to the Vault, and what could actually be considered a true from the Vault figure. That is this Paul Heyman right here. Paul Heyman looking great. I missed out on this the first time around, and then it was just absolutely insanity to try to get one. Prices were ridiculous on the aftermarket. Then Ringside brought it back with a special version of this being autographed. I believe that figure was like $100, somewhere around that $100 price point. I passed on that again. And then we got the Best of from the Vault Series 1, which is absolutely ridiculous in and of itself. But for myself, for me, this was great. This was great to be able to purchase this and get this into the collection, as I missed out on it essentially twice at this point, because I did not get it with that Brock and Roman 3-pack, and I did not get it in the first time around from the... oh, wait a second. Wait a second here. Huh. I just realized this. I just realized this as I sit here and talk about this. This says Series 2 on the front. This doesn't say Best of. Wow. Well, I guess that's for another video. Wow, that just took me, guys. That just took me for a loop right there. Wow. Didn't even realize that until just now. Series 2 on the bottom of the package there. So not Best of, not a greatest hits, not anything like that. But we are going to do a video very soon, because WWE and Mattel has now created the greatest hits line, the From the Vault line. They've also created the Top Picks line. They've created quite a few lines when it comes to these figures and these re-releases, and we're going to talk about that real soon, because there are some things that just don't make any sense at all when it comes to these re-released figures and what they're doing. So we're going to talk about that on the channel very soon. But this Paul Heyman, wow, that just took me for a loop. So missed out on Paul Heyman when he was, From the Vault Series 2. And of course, this was purchased through the From the Vault Best of Series 1. And it is literally just another Series 2 Paul Heyman. There is no difference, apparently. So, wow. How crazy is that, huh? Didn't even notice that till just now, but Paul Heyman in the collection with those Roman Reigns side-plated titles. Very cool figure here, and I look forward to the next Paul Heyman that we possibly get here. Maybe from WWE and Mattel itself, or maybe just the ones that I am missing, because I really do need that Paul E. Dangerously from the WWE Elite Legends line. So hopefully we'll get that very soon, and that will be on its way as well. Up next, we're keeping it elite, and that is with right here, none other than Akam. I don't even want to get into this right now. And then we got Razier. Akam, Razier. I know I'm saying it right and wrong, right? It's okay. No big deal, right? These guys were around not really in the time that I was watching wrestling, as I've said many times before, from Elite 45-ish up to about Elite 80 or somewhere around there. I did not even collect. I really wasn't paying attention much to wrestling, so I do know they are AOP. They are the authors of Pain, and I'm glad to get these in the collection. Also very happy to add these NXT tag titles, because these NXT tag titles, the side plates have the WWE logo on them, while the new ones do not. They are different. So very cool to get different versions of titles. But we've got AOP here. We've also got the Paul Ellering Build-A-Figure already in the collection, so that is very cool as well. But want to give a big shout out to my buddy Jordan. He is one of the main men that you will catch and find, one of the main players that you will find on the Flippin' Figures group page on Facebook. And a great guy. He has done a couple deals with me already, and this one is one that came from him. These figures, absolutely, a piece that needed to be added to the collection, and a great price at that. So very happy to be able to add these to the collection. And another big shout out to my man Jordan there from Flippin' Figures. Like I said, you can catch that page over on Facebook. You can probably find that page right off of my group page as well. As always, Matt's Wrestling Collectibles, anywhere you want to find me, and that is on Facebook as well. So, Authors of Pain, AOP, they are in the collection, and that is, again, another team, another tag team that is now complete, and I guess with Paul Ellering as the manager, another faction that is complete. So, very excited for that. Up next, let's keep it going. WWE, we've got, actually, we'll do these both at the same time. We've got Main Event Thea Hale, and that is first time in the line. We've also got Main Event, first time in the line, Andre Chase. So now we've got Chase U basically complete at this point. We've got Andre, we've got Thea, we've also got you could say possibly a member, somewhat a member with Ridge Holland. And I cannot think of the other guy's name off the top of my head right now. He was also a basic, and we've got him up on the shelf over here somewhere as well. So Chase U has now been completed, which is awesome here. We got Andre Chase, like I said, Thea Hale, and I had to get her in the Chase of Chase U, that attire there. As you can see on the package, she is in the black attire. If we spin this around to the back, you can also see it there. So very excited to add her as the Chase. I'm actually very surprised that they didn't have the Chase be the regular attire, considering all these other figures already came out with the Chase U attire, but it is what it is, right? Either way, we got them in the collection. We complete another faction, as I was just talking about that with AOP, tag teams, factions. We complete another faction for the time being as far as the figures that we're able to, to consume, to purchase. And here it is, right? Chase U, Chase University is in the collection, and it is running wild. All right, up next, we are going to get into the last of the AEW goods here today, and it is the Target exclusive pay-per-view limited edition AEW World's End. It is none other than Adam Copeland, Cope, or also known as Edge, and of course, Christian Cage. Looking great there in this 2-pack. Was very excited for this one. And I'm looking to add one of every pay-per-view style figure to the collection. So we've already got some up there. We've got Full Gear. We've got Double or Nothing. We've got Revolution. There's a few more. Now we've got World's End. And I'm looking to add a few more to the collection. Like I said, I'd like to get one of every pay-per-view style carding or packaging, and then maybe go from there as we continue to see what else they drop for us in the future. But these figures here looking great. Love this, and love that I'm getting figures that I grew up on, figures from my childhood, all these all these years later, all this time later. Absolutely crazy. It is amazing, but excited for this. Excited again to add another Edge and Christian duo to the collection, whether that be Copeland, Adam Copeland, whatever it is. Listen, it is Edge till the day we die, right? But this is a great set here. Love this. Very excited for it, and looking forward to what we get in the future, what we see from AEW in the future with these figures, and even a nice little touch there, those camo pants with the rated R on there. I love that. The Cope on the jacket there, and Christian looking great with that turtleneck on, that turtleneck sleeveless muscle shirt there. But a very cool set here. I'm excited to add this to the collection. So, and we're moving right along here on this one today, guys. That's what we wanted to do. Wanted to make sure I wasn't gonna tie up too much time here. So as we go forward, let's finish it off, and that is gonna be coming up here with the Coliseum collection. It is none other than Jesse the Body Ventura, and this is fantastic here. Did not expect to get these as soon as we did. I'm sure a lot of people have received them already, or they're on their way to you now, depending on when you pre-ordered. But I was excited for these. The only thing that I was a little bit I guess not too crazy about was the packaging. So as most of you know, and unless something has changed, I have not received the Ultimate Warrior Honky Tonk Man 2-pack yet, but I guess we'll see how that goes once we do get that in. I believe that's also in a 2-pack style box, so I believe that one will be fine. The only other time that this has happened for a Coliseum collection figure was for the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Sergeant Slaughter, and that's the only other time that they did one in this style packaging. So as you can see here, this is just Jesse Ventura. It does not also have King Kong Bundy on the package. We'll spin this around, and we got Jesse back there as well. But these were packaged singly, so they came together, but they're two separate figures all the way around. They do not have a shared box. So definitely different, definitely cool. I always like seeing something different from time to time, and the packaging getting switched up. But unfortunately, with keeping these as uniform as I would like them to be in the way that I have them displayed or stored in my room here, I would really have liked these to be together. So, but either way, Jesse Ventura, and as you can see, I've already slid the package off. We took the boas, whatever you call them, the boas off of him. I wanted to display him with more of a look where you could really get a good look at him in the package, and that's why I put those off in the back for him there. So I like that. I like the way it looks a little bit better. And that's just my personal preference. One thing that is nice about these Coliseum collection figures, they have that sliding back piece, so you can just take them right out and do kind of whatever you want with them. I also didn't even have to cut any of the ties holding him in, as there are two down around the legs, but there were none up top, so I was able to just flip him out of the package, take those off, and put it back in. So he's really never been actually fully taken out of the plastic. So very cool little detail there. But we got Jesse, and of course, it has been such a long time since we've received a figure of Jesse Ventura. I actually just commented to one of my great followers on here, and I do appreciate the comments, guys. I really, really do. Somebody had just commented yesterday and said, it's crazy how long it had been since we had, gotten a Jesse the Body Ventura figure, and also, talking about what is coming out, and how we're looking forward to it. And it's just crazy to think. Classic Superstars, the Jax days back around 2008 was the last time that we got a Jesse Ventura figure. 18 years later, we're getting Jesse Ventura figures again from WWE marketed or branded items, so how crazy is that? But That could also be said about the next man here who is involved with this same packaging, with this same, 2-pack, and that is none other than King Kong Bundy. We have not seen a King Kong Bundy figure since his Legends Elite figure, and that was going way back. That was a Mattel Matty exclusive collector figure. And we had not seen a King Kong Bundy since. And I believe that was the only one they ever did from Mattel. So I think that was the only figure we ever got. So literally Mattel has been in charge dropping figures since January 1st, 2010. We're about to hit January 1st, 2026. And in 16 years, this is the second King Kong Bundy figure that we have received. It was nice that they gave us the shirt that he was also, included with in his Legends figure from before. Nice that we got some extra head scans, some extra hands, all that great stuff. But I love this, and I'm so for it. And as I say on this channel many times, there are those situations of a one and done, and I believe this is it. We've got an Ultimate Edition Coliseum Collection King Kong Bundy. I do not believe that I will need another King Kong Bundy figure. There's not a whole lot of meat on the bone, as some others would say. There's not a lot there for multiple figures of him. Yeah, could we get him in the Elite line? Could we get him in a basic? Could we get a couple more figures out of him? Absolutely. But you're going to get a lot of the same. And I think that's where, it kind of starts to become a bit of a peg warmer at that moment, or at that moment in time. Maybe it wouldn't be, because we have not received many King Kong Bundys. And obviously, like I said, only having that one other one from that Matty exclusive. And now having this, maybe if they did make an Elite and a basic and some other form of figure of him, maybe they would sell very easily, because there has been just such a limited market from them. But who knows? I guess that would all be, to be seen, to be determined. But guys, as always, we have done yet again another episode of New Pickups. And you know what? We're going to go back. We're going to start calling it New Figure Pickups again. I wanted to just call it New Pickups because we have, so many episodes where there are also other things, other items, but it is mainly just figures. So maybe we are going to go back to just calling it New Figure Pickups. And with this episode of New Figure Pickups, it's episode 94. And again, as I say every single time, if you've been with me for 93 previous episodes, I appreciate and love you so much. If this is your first time here today, appreciate you as well. Make sure you get over to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon, because we're dropping new videos each and every single day, and you'll get all that information right there by clicking that bell icon. As well, make sure you leave me a comment on this video. Tell me, is this something that you will pass on? Will you play the long game? Will you wait it out on the Jesse Ventura, on the King Kong Bundy? Will you do that with any of the other figures that you saw here on the channel today? But if not, tell me, which one is your number one go-to pick? Which one is going to be the one that you purchase next? Let me know in the comments below. And until the next episode of New Figure Pickups, until the next time that we see each other here on the channel, for all the figures you've seen here today and everything else that we do, you already know it's the place to be, right here on YouTube, Matt's Wrestling Collectibles. And until our next time together, until our next video, stay safe, stay tuned, and I will see you all there.